Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Fireside chat. Good friend of mine, Joe Zinni, is here with us, and
Good afternoon, Tim.
we're talking about purpose today.
Yeah, we're going to talk about purpose.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of life.
It is. We talk about it often. It's one of the things that keeps both of us going. And to me, when we've had conversations, it's a key thing in your life. Purpose.
Right.
What is your purpose? People say to themselves, well, what is my purpose in life? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about purpose.
Right.
What gets you going?
Well, it's what wakes you up in the morning.
Right.
Some people, on Facebook, I see in the mornings, I crack up at, it's Wednesday, it's Tuesday, I can't wait for Friday. It's because they have not put a purpose into their life. And a purpose can be something very simple. I'll pick an example. My Aunt Edith. She was 102 3 years ago when she died. Amazing woman.
Amazing woman.
The woman drove until she was almost 99. She broke her hip line dancing just shy of her 99th birthday, so she never drove or line danced after that. But her purpose was to go visit. The woman is always, my mother always told me, she visited all that. Her purpose was to go over people's homes, converse, cook, weed in their gardens. She always had something to do. She was always going.
Right.
So something as small as a purpose like that is really all people need.
Yeah. Yep.
You can have something else. Like me, it's business. I like to create things. I mean, my purpose is to get up every day and accomplish a lot. I have a lot to accomplish because I do so many things. So mine is, my original purpose was Wood Palace Kitchen, getting that going.
Right.
But Wood Palace Kitchen is, like I said the other night at that event, is an entity within itself.
It is.
It's much larger than Tim Holick now.
It's become that because of the culture that you created, all through purpose. We all have purpose here.
That's right.
You gave me purpose by bringing me here.
That's right.
You give Amy purpose by bringing her here. Tom purpose by bringing him here. Everyone you've brought here, you're giving them purpose to drive, and that's the sub-entity of what Wood Palace is from your culture.
That's right. It comes down to what do you want in your life? If you can figure out what you want, you can decide what you need to do. Like, with Tom, he wants to be a salesperson.
Yep.
So what is your purpose of that? What do you want out of that? I like to design. I like to help people. That's my purpose. I don't look at the money. Money's not a purpose. It is in some ways, but it's really...
It's a necessity is what it is. It's not a
necessity.
purpose. It's a necessity. It's what you work towards. But that's not the most important piece in your job.
That's right. You have to put, what are you trying to accomplish? Like my purpose now is to elevate Wood Palace to another level by coaching and mentoring everybody.
Right.
We still have to sit down ourselves. I got you and Freda left, so we got to do that next week.
Sure.
And get the process going where we're going to be, setting some goals. Where's your purpose or what you want to see, and how we're going to get there.
Yeah.
And I help people get there. But that's my purpose in life now. I want to help people. I found that out after I got on Facebook in 2008, and I just said, I want to start helping people. That's my purpose now.
And it's a good purpose because, as we talked last week in our episode, we talked about the inspirational writings that you do every day and the response that you get for it. Because now you've taken your purpose of inspiring somebody and given them the purpose.
Right.
Some of these people actually start their day by reading your inspirational post, and it gives them the purpose to get through their difficult day. We know a couple people that are on there that aren't dealing with what we deal with: business, cars, children.
Right.
They're dealing with life
and
death.
I admire those people,
Absolutely.
and they come back and say, I'm really trying, Tim. I said, oh, you're beyond most of us because I'm just trying just to keep going what I've got going. They're fighting for their life sometimes.
Right.
Or they're fighting, like you've gone through in your life, a lot of pain.
Right.
And that's not an easy thing to go through.
It's not. But again, what happens is, in the first conversation we had before I came here and as I was getting sick, was purpose. Joe, what is your purpose? What is it that you're trying to do? Well, I'm trying to still live a lifestyle with a body that won't keep up to that. Okay, what can we do to change that?
That's right.
And you and I had a conversation right here at this table.
That's right. You wanted to contribute in your way. So now you're not taxing your body. You're thinking.
Right.
Now, I know some days you still hurt, but I know you've said to me many a times you didn't want to get up, you didn't want to go up, but when you got here and you started forgetting about the pains, the this and that. That's what purpose does for us.
That's exactly what purpose does, because now when I'm laying there going, oh my God, how am I going to be able to do this today? I'm in so much pain. What should I do? And I fought it off to get here. Why? Because I needed to get here because I had to do a video for Tim, or I had to call a customer, or I had to deal with a situation with an event we had coming up. That's purpose.
That's right. You got something to think about.
Correct.
Something as simple as that. You're not creating a new world. You're creating within a world.
Correct.
And that's what
That's a
people
great
don't
expression.
understand.
You're creating within a world, and it's your world that you're contributing to by reaching out to somebody else. In your case, you've gotten to a point where you can sit back and inspire others or help them with their purpose. Some people are just needing purpose to get out of bed sometimes.
That's right. You know, my purpose originally was to build a company.
Right.
You know, I wanted to build a cabinet company. Well, that changed some over the years. You do adjust, but the purpose was still the same. I wanted to build a company, and that's what I did. You know, it took years. It doesn't happen overnight. All too often in life, people quit way too early.
Yeah, they do.
Way too early.
They do.
And if you want to read a good book, I think the book is called 3 Feet from Gold. It's about a story about somebody who stopped 3 feet before they hit gold.
And we've had this conversation, and I know that my dad, when I was a kid, ran into a couple of situations, and he always said to me, he said, I just want to give it one more chance. And I remember when he was dying,
Yeah.
I said the same thing to myself. And I said, let's give my dad one more chance. Was it going to happen? No, he was extremely sick, he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
But we do that.
Hmm.
Let's give it one more chance. Let's find another way of doing it before we hang it up and move on to something else. And typically we'll get to, maybe not the whole goal, but some of it.
Hmm.
And sometimes that purpose, that drive, gets you to that point. You've succeeded. Did you reach the whole thing? No. Does anybody always reach the whole thing? Not always.
Not always.
Get a piece of the goal.
Get a piece of it then. But don't quit too early.
No.
Because everything takes time. You know, you did that video of me talking about when I first started. And, you know, the first 3 years were tough. You know, it was tough to get contractors to want to buy from me.
Right.
You know, I get to a point where I wanted to quit many a times, but I still had that purpose that got me up every morning.
Exactly.
I could go to bed at night feeling like I can't do this no more, but I wake up in the morning with that purpose in my mind, and that's what got me up and got me going. It was not in the bad mood or the depressed mood anymore, it got me going. And you have to have that purpose. I see with older people want to retire, but they stop. You don't want to stop. You need to do something.
Exactly.
You need, I don't care how old. My Aunt Edith was always doing. She lived to 102. Now from 99 to 102 for not getting around as much more, I saw the decline. But I bet you if she
But she
didn't
was
have
still
that,
doing more than some
more
people in their
people.
60s.
That's right. She was.
Which
She
gave
had
her
a
the purpose and gave her the other 3 years. And she didn't get 3 years, Tim.
Right.
She got 3 valuable years.
Yep.
Because she had that purpose. She figured out a way to get around the broken hip and still do stuff.
Well, the biggest thing out of that story I got is my cousin Butchie, who was her son. He was with her, and you know, she went to the hospital from her rehab place around 7 o'clock on a Sunday night. At 3, 4 in the morning, she was still in the emergency room. They ain't got her a room yet.
Yeah.
But they knew what was happening. Her body was poisoning her. She had parts of her inside starting to let go and letting the poison into her body, so they knew what was happening. And before they put her on morphine, what did she say to my cousin Butchie? When I get home, I'm going to make you homemade spaghetti.
See?
She had a purpose
already
already in mind
thinking about her
where
purpose.
she was going to be when she was home. That, unfortunately, she was too sick at that point.
But she still had her
fought
purpose.
that way.
But she still had her purpose. And like you said, 3 feet from gold, when you were building your company and you were 3 years into it, you could easily say, you know what, it's just easier, I'll just go work for somebody else because I know what I'm doing and I can help them build. The next thing you know, Don Falconeri showed up at your house.
He finally came in the line.
There's your gold.
It was my goal. It was the
Because
start of the gold rush. Because maybe 6 months later, all the other contractors started coming. You know, but you have to go through a time period, no matter what you have for a purpose. Some people are lucky, it happens quick.
Yes.
Most of the time it doesn't.
No.
But the purpose is what keeps that fire going, the fire going, the fire going. You know, my purpose during the recession was to just keep this place alive.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
where we broke, no, but you have to manage money during them times. And that was my purpose, to make sure we got through it to the good economy again. So it was
Because you
another
knew the goal was there.
That's right.
You knew the goal was there. You just needed to get there.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just takes a little extra, kick in the behind to say, you know what? I'm going to get there. It's getting difficult.
That's right.
But here's my purpose. I want to get through these next 8 months so that we can start the next 8 months growing towards that goal.
I suffered for many years because they didn't know what it was. From 1984 to almost the year 2000, they were calling it chronic fatigue syndrome. I wasn't sleeping well, but they didn't know what it was. They just called it chronic fatigue. Well, it ended up being sleep apnea that I found out.
Totally different thing,
2000. But I didn't feel good at all. I would wake up at 2 in the morning so exhausted. I'm thinking, I can't get up in the morning. I'm so exhausted now.
Yeah.
But every morning, my purpose to keep the company going got me doing that. And you know what got me through it? I always had in my mind, like my aunt does, when I'm not having this anymore, what it's going to be like. I always had that in my head.
Yeah.
So there was a purpose to get better and where I was going to be. And I believe that's a powerful part of our minds, which controls our body.
It's all about that.
It really
It's
is.
it's all about you. Your inspiration is always all about you and what you can do and your purpose and your mind. It is up to you. It's not up to me. It's not up to Tim. We can tell you. We can talk about this all we want. Now, a question I had for you is, in growing, your growth, what was the purpose? What was it the purpose did for you in your growth?
Well, you hit different levels. When you hit, when you first start out, you say, God, I hope I do $1 million. And then you hit that level. You have another goal you set. Goals keep the purpose going. The purpose still is to keep growing the company. The purpose was to grow something. Now, I grow other things too. Now, I'm in a couple of other network marketing products that I work with, and I'm developing those for my future because when I do finally retire from Woodville, I want something to keep my mind going.
Right.
Because I feel that's important to get to an older age, unless something hits me that kills me that I have no choice over. But I'm not going to let death hit me because I just wane myself down. It'd have to be something like cancer or heart attack. There's going to be something that would have to kill me because I'm going to keep thinking ahead because I have to keep my mind busy. I like to create and I like to build. And I like to build people.
Yes.
So now being
There's a big change.
yeah.
You built cabinets. Now you're building people.
That's right.
And people are much more difficult to build than cabinets.
Oh, so much. But people build themselves.
Yes.
I don't build them. They build themselves. Coaching is not about telling them what to do. It's helping them understand and see themselves.
One of the first things I was taught in my social work program was you can't help people.
Nope.
You can help them help themselves.
That's right.
And I think that you're saying of giving them the purpose, making them realize it. That's what it's all about.
They got to set goals in their head.
Yes.
What do they want out of life? What is their purpose? Is their purpose to be known as a singer? Is their purpose to be the person who saves, like the soup guy in Bridgewater?
The guy picked up a purpose real quick.
He picked up a purpose quick because
He did.
he lost his son to drugs, and now he helps
He helps
the
those.
people who are homeless,
Right.
and he feeds them soup. He clothes them. He does all he can do.
He gives them an understanding that there is purpose.
Because he
There is
lost his
hope.
purpose when his son died. He gained it through the spirit of his son.
That's right. Yep. So we only have a minute or so left. I think our next topic is going to be a great topic. It's boss versus leader, and this is where I look to you. This is where it's a whole different perspective than being a boss compared to being a leader.
That's right. So true.
And we will continue to talk about purpose through all of this, but we wanted to do a segment to let folks know what it is that purpose is all about, and I think you've described that well.
Thank you. We'll see you all next time. Had a great time with you.
Thank you.